მე-20 საუკუნის 90-იან წლებში პლასტიკური, რეკონსტრუქციული და ესთეტიკური
In the
ქირურგიის
1990s, a Georgian specialist in reconstructive and aesthetic surgery, Dr. Marlon Sulamanidze, presented to the world the innovation called Aptos threads, a product that allowed lifting of sagging skin and correction of zones on the face and body with no surgical interference. The Aptos method is a minimally invasive manipulation that allows patients to retrieve youthfulness and achieves a desired goal without unnecessary complications. The name is derived from two Greek words, anti and ptosis, which can be translated as a fight against aging. Aptos products are different from similar products available across the world. Aptos is the first thread ever to be used for a body or a facelift. Products of Aptos vary by form and thickness of its threads and needles. They vary by arrangement of barbs and other features. When placed under the skin, barbs ensure strong fixation, creating a significant effect of lifting. The ideas from this Georgian surgeon laid the groundwork for new developments in plastic surgery. Over the years, Dr. Marlon Sulamanidze's innovative invention has been further developed by his sons, George and Constantine, who are also surgeons and know exactly what type of procedures lead to the best possible results.
პროცედურებია საჭირო საუკეთესო შედეგის მისაღებად.
Dr. Marlon
offered us doctors, aesthetic surgeons, and dermatologists an exceptional method that never existed before. Before the introduction of Aptos, there was a field of dermatocosmetology with its injections, a simple way to help patients remain young. And there was also plastic surgery that required cutting of the skin and regrouping of the tissues. And there were no methods that connected these two procedures with each other or allowed patients to go from dermatocosmetologist to aesthetic surgeon or allowed them to avoid surgical interference altogether. It was Aptos that connected these two fields. It's Aptos that allows patients to avoid surgery when there's no need for it.
პლასტიკური ქირურგები, ესთეტიკურ მედიცინაში
Even before the introduction of Aptos in aesthetic surgery, plastic surgeons were looking for original ways to perform their work, but they were unable to create a product. It was a Georgian surgeon who came up with a successful method and laid the groundwork with the production of his own innovative methods. Aptos thread has a whole range of advantages over traditional surgery. First, it doesn't require serious surgical intervention and general anesthesia. Second, the thread is inserted under local anesthesia. It's a non-invasive method, requires no cutting of the skin, and the rehabilitation process is also significantly reduced. And third, it practically has no side effects. Because we do not cut the skin, but make only a tiny incision through which we insert the needle and pass the thread through it, no related surgical traumas occur. This method is minimally invasive, which means that rehabilitation takes a significantly less amount of time. Initially, Aptos thread was mostly used for facelifting operations. Eventually, thread lifting encompassed other zones, and today Aptos thread is widely used for correction of the outer ear, nose, chin, loose neck skin, breast, abdomen, legs, etc. Aptos thread proved so effective that not only plastic but also general surgeons adopted it. We were not the only ones to have new ideas. Professionals in other fields also copied our methods. For example, to suture a cut following a conventional surgery. Suturing by our thread is better and leads to better results also in gynecology, urology, orthopedics, and traumatology. If more professionals learn about our methods, they too will surely use it. It's a relatively new method, and a lot of doctors still don't know about it.
Marlon Sulamanidze's
Dr. Marlon Sulamanidze says that one of the positive sides of his method, along with other advantages, is that it considerably reduces the time for medical procedures. This is true about practically every procedure. Aptos threads can be used in surgeries conducted by classical methods or in combination with other products such as so-called fillers or applied in other surgical procedures. This is an enormous advantage when it comes to post-surgery rehabilitation. It doesn't require general anesthesia because local anesthesia works fine. If rhinoplasty requires an hour to be performed, this can be done in 15 minutes. 15 minutes is enough to correct, for example, protruding outer ears. Therefore, time matters. More importantly, Aptos can be combined with other methods. When a patient requires a classical facelifting operation and we combine Aptos method with classical methods, no large cuts are necessary. Minimal intrusion with the classical method combined with Aptos leads to better results.
It's
been 21 years since the first generation of Aptos threads were invented. The method has traveled a long way from the day it was invented to the day it was introduced in practice. Experience accumulated by years allowed inventors to further enhance their methods. In the end, plastic surgeons obtained an almost ideal solution. We liked the second generation of threads so much that we practically forgot about the first one. The second generation threads were simpler with better performance, less nuances, and less complications. We never had a lot of complications anyway, but a new product was a big step forward. Development of second-generation Aptos threads advanced at a fast pace. Production of threads for different purposes were launched. They were designed for both plastic surgeons and dermatocosmetologists. In 2012, the inventors of Aptos presented what they called Excellence Visage, an even more up-to-date method that has no comparison in the world to this day. Today, Aptos's production line comprises of almost 40 threads that vary from each other.
ეს არის ძაფი, რასაც უძახიან free floating.
This thread is called free floating. It's a simple thread that requires no specific maneuvering. It also doesn't require grueling manipulations with a needle subcutaneously or making knots and so on. It's simple in application and gives great results, similar to a surgical method. This method remains popular up to this day, but we aren't intending to stop. We're moving forward with Aptos. We've begun using smaller, shorter, and thinner threads. Aptos thread is a global brand in plastic surgery. It's used in medical clinics in more than 50 countries around the world. Newly introduced methods allow surgeons to easily preserve the elastic and moisturized skin of a patient. It's also noteworthy that foreign professionals learn about Aptos thread lifting from their Georgian colleagues. Professionals of aesthetic medicine first learned about the invention of Aptos threads at a scientific conference in Mumbai, India. The novelty stirred so much interest that inventors had to make 2 presentations. Over the years, dozens of competitors have come along in thread lifting, but Aptos remains on top because of the high quality and wide variety of products.
Analogi Aptosis თავიდანვე შეიქმნა და ძალიან ბევრი კომპანიებმა
Aptos's competition was created almost immediately. Many companies tried to copy our thread, but sadly for them, those companies didn't stay long on the market. Aptos is not just a thread. It's not just a barbed material for suturing. Aptos is a completely developed idea, a method that we as doctors are offering to our colleagues. For example, this product is transferred from doctors to doctors and not from any huge company, an enterprise that simply created the product and provided it to the doctors to find its best application. Aptos methods are also the creation of doctors.
მეთოდებით შექმნილია ექიმების მიერ.
The authors of the Aptos idea are regularly sharing their experiences with their colleagues from around the world. Well-established venues for experience sharing are scientific conferences that bring the world's leading plastic surgeons and dermatocosmetologists together. Georgia is also a frequent host of similar gatherings.
ჩვენი კომპანია ზუსტად იმითი არის განსხვავებული, რომ
What makes our company different is that inventors of our methods, founders and managers of our company, are doctors. It means that our methods incorporate our ideas, which we're then sharing with other doctors so that they can apply them for the good of their patients. The method is what matters to us the most, not financial and production aspects or shares from their sales.
კომპანიისა და მისი დამაარსებლების წარმატებაზე მოწმობს საერთაშორისო
Numerous certificates and awards that Aptos and its founders have collected on multiple international conferences speak volumes about the success of Aptos. One of the first recognitions of the idea of Aptos was the certificate and 4 gold medals awarded in Japan. In 2005, Eureka, Europe's intergovernmental agency for scientific research and coordination, awarded Dr. Marlon Sulamanidze with the gold medal. In 2015, 2016, and 2017, Aptos won 4 so-called Oscars in aesthetic medicine. It's significant to note that Aptos is one of the rarest Georgian products that has achieved so much success globally. However, Dr. Marlon Sulamanidze, as a true patriot of his country, regards the title of an honorary citizen of Georgia as his greatest achievement. Despite numerous offers from abroad, inventors of Aptos refuse to leave their homeland. They believe Aptos is a Georgian product, the creation of Georgian people, and constantly strive to promote Georgia worldwide. Aptos is marketed globally as a Georgian product. We may not earn as much money, but we savor the fact that Aptos is a product of our family and the entire country of Georgia. The idea of Aptos belongs to the Georgian people because it was born in the mind of a Georgian. It was created by a Georgian, and it should remain with Georgians in Georgia.
Aptos
threads are produced in Georgia and go through a sterilization process in Germany. Aptos threads are produced with meticulous care and strict adherence to specific rules. Storage of products is also strictly controlled. Manufactures over 40 types of products that include absorbable and non-absorbable threads. Non-absorbable threads create a lifting that lasts for 5 years. Absorbable threads create a lifting that remains effective for 2 years. Doctors select Aptos products individually for every patient based on zones of a face or a body that need correction. Procedures normally take as little as 15 to 20 minutes. Aptos is an ISO-certified brand. Aptos is the first company in Georgia awarded with a CE marking that allows it to sell innovative products in Europe. Aptos is registered in almost 50 countries around the globe. Aptos cares about clients' comfort and safety. Only certified surgeons and dermatocosmetologists are allowed to use threads from Aptos. The inventors of the threads, Dr. Marlon Sulamanidze and his sons George and Konstantin, along with other experienced trainers from their company, conduct individual and group trainings every month and award participants with special certificates. The founders of Aptos say that further improvement of their methods and products and providing the best possible care for their patients is their ultimate priority.